evening, and welcome to our band concert. Up first is the junior high band, and we're going to start off with a song that has a fun beat, makes you want to rock out, and is all around a really fun one to play. Here's Beginner's Rock by Randall Standridge. Enjoy!
Next up is Colliding Visions by Brian Baljamas. This piece was written for a middle school band that ended up getting cut by school budget cuts, and this was the final piece they played. Baljamas writes, "This piece serves as an important reminder that we all must share our passions for music with others. When people look to cut funds, we should state with a firm and unified voice that it should not be from the arts. The arts is crucial to our culture and to our own well-being." Here is Colliding Visions. In previous years, you might remember a song the junior high band played called Mechanical Monsters. Well, Randall Standridge wrote a sequel to his first one, and is called Wrath of the Mechanical Monsters. You will hear the sound of a marching mechanical monstrosity as they make their way into a city, wreak havoc on the general populace, and bring their own band of musical destruction to the cityscape. Beware, my friends, for the day of reckoning is upon us. Run for your lives, they are here, they are here.
Thank you so much for coming out to support us and listen to what we have been up to so far this school year. Our final piece for the junior high band is a good old classic march called Union March by Michael Rogers.
Welcome and good evening. Next up is the high school band, and this year we had the opportunity to play at our Veterans Day Assembly, hence some of our patriotic selections. Our first piece is called Proudly We Hail by Brian Balmages. Balmages writes, "This setting of our national anthem was inspired by a version I once heard at a band concert. Because most bands often perform this piece without the words, I offer a rendition that musically attempts to capture the emotion and drama." Francis Scott Key is so eloquently worded in his description of one of the most important events in American history. Here is Proudly We Hail. God Bless America was originally written during World War I in 1918 by Irving Berlin, and he went on to revise it in the run-up to World War II in 1938. This song takes the form of a prayer for God's blessing and peace for our nation. The lyrics are as follows. While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wet with foam, God bless America, my home sweet home. Without further ado, here is Michael Sweeney's arrangement of God Bless America. Next is Armed Forces Medley, which features songs from our 5 military branches in protocol order. We play this at the Veterans Day Assembly, and we're able to honor the men and women who have served or are serving in these branches. We thank you for your sacrifice and commitment to fight for our freedoms. If you have served or are currently serving, we would love to acknowledge you if you're willing. We would love for you to stand during your branch's song. Thank you.
Army. Marines. Navy. Air Force. Coast Guard.
Our next song was written by Randall Standridge as a part of a series of music highlighting mental health struggles. A few of his other pieces in this series portrays individuals who are able to get the help and support they needed to flourish. But not everyone is so fortunate, and that is where Fragile came from. This piece reflects on the darker aspects of the silent epidemic that claims thousands of lives every year. Some are not so strong. They are not resilient. They are not okay. Some survive, some do not. Some escape the only way they know how. The goal of this project and the works within it is to spark conversations and reflections on mental health, as well as tearing down the social taboo of discussing the reality of living with mental health conditions. More specifically, this piece starts as the individual is aware that something is wrong, but is trying to bravely persist. As the first segment ends, the theme signals the onset of a mental health crisis, and moves into the second segment that is manic and violent. The individual struggles with their condition as everything seems to be in darkness. Before it, the sound dies away to a single dissonant sound from two clarinets. The individual is broken. The original theme sounds out again, and slowly the individual resumes their life, still hopeful, but knowing the cycle will repeat. The piece ends on an ambiguous note, their future uncertain. Here is Fragile by Randall Standridge with Trevor Johnson on piano.
Again, let's hear it for Trevor Johnson on piano and Izzy Cook on the flute. And in our very first song of Proudly We Hail, our two trumpets at the beginning, I totally spaced to acknowledge them, so I apologize. I'm going to acknowledge them now. Carter Berg on trumpet 1 and Ethan Krause on trumpet 2. They're going to stand up and wave at you. Yay! All right, we have one more song, and let's also give it up for Michelina Farinella for emceeing the second half of this concert. I like it when the kids want to talk to you, so I don't have to. You're all lovely, but I'll let them do it. Thank you again so much for coming tonight, and I'm going to let Michelina take on the rest.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight to our concert. We hope you enjoyed it. The junior high and high school choir has their concert Monday evening at 6 p.m., and we hope to see you there. Our final song of the evening is Hadrian's Wall by Robert W. Smith. Program notes from this composer is one of the greatest monuments to the power of the Roman Empire. Hadrian's Wall was a stone and timber fortification that ran for 73 miles across northern England, built to separate and protect the Romans from the barbarian Celtic tribes to the north. The wall was constructed by the Roman Emperor Hadrian following his visit to Britain. His plan to consolidate his boundaries resulted in one of the greatest engineering feats in history. Portions of the Great Wall still remain to this day. Hadrian's Wall by Smith draws upon both Roman and Celtic influences, creating a unique and powerful musical statement. You will hear solos from Caden Kellerman on alto saxophone and Izzy Cook on flute. Thank you again for attending tonight. Here's Hadrian's Wall by Robert W. Smith.
Thank you again so much for coming tonight. Choir concert is on Monday night at 6 p.m. here as well for those interested. So thank you again. Have a lovely evening.